Many people already know that getting your green card through a family member requires that you have initially entered the US legally. And if that's not something that you know, it's probably because you haven't subscribed to my channel where you can learn all about different immigration topics. So be sure to take a second right now to click subscribe. Today we're going to be talking about ways to fix an illegal entry, and we're going to be discussing 3 different ways that you might be able to fix your illegal entry to become eligible for a green card. The first way that you can fix an illegal entry to prove that you've been legally admitted to the United States, which is a requirement for adjusting your status through and becoming a permanent resident through a family member, is advance parole. And I've discussed this in other videos. I'll link to my entire video on advance parole at the end of this video, where I discuss it more in the context of DACA. I just want to briefly touch on advance parole because it's a big one, and it's probably the option that the most people have available to them. Okay, so advance parole is permission to re-enter the US. And typically you need some sort of status or provisional status like temporary protected status or TPS or DACA or something similar to that. You know, there are other forms of parole that we're going to talk about in this video, but advance parole is an application that you fill out. It's Form I-131. You submit it to the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, and you ask for permission to leave the U.S. for some reason. Typically, it's like an urgent humanitarian reason. You have a family member who's sick, or someone died and you want to visit their grave for the first time. These are actually acceptable reasons right now. And if the Department of Homeland Security approves your request, you leave, re-enter with your approved advance parole application, and that cures your illegal entry. And now you have a legal entry, and if you have a qualifying family member, they can petition for you and you might be eligible to adjust your status and get a green card in the United States. The second way to fix your status, to fix your illegal entry, is actually through a family member who might be in the military. So this is related to advance parole. It's called military parole in place. Military parole in place allows family members, which are typically children, spouses, and parents of active and former military members who were honorably discharged, to inside the United States just apply for parole in place, and like it sounds, they don't need to leave the US. USCIS and the Department of Homeland Security can just approve parole. And once you have parole in the United States, that acts as a legal entry, and you can use that to adjust your status through a family member. If you think that you might qualify for parole in place, be sure to contact me and I'll put some more info about that at the end of the video. The third way you might be able to fix your illegal entry applies to people who filed a petition, or better yet, had a petition filed on their behalf by a family member or an employer before April 30th, 2001. This is commonly referred to as relief under Section 245I of the Immigration and Nationality Act. Basically, 245I allows us to fix a bunch of different things, but the big one is an illegal entry. If we can show that you had a petition filed for you before that date in 2001, we can cure your illegal entry with the 245I, and we can use a new petition now, let's say you're married to a US citizen, to apply for your green card through adjustment of status. Although these are the 3 most common ways that I've been able to help my clients fix their illegal entries and apply for adjustment of status, there may be other options available. So if you have specific questions that might be specific to your case, be sure to schedule a consultation. We can go through everything step by step and see what options you might have available. Also, if you have other related questions or topics you want me to discuss in future videos, put them in the comments below. And if this is a topic that you were interested in, please give me a thumbs up so I know to make similar videos in the future. As always, guys, I'm Puyan Darian. I put out one video each week, and I'll see you guys next week.